All right, with the NFL draft and free agency over, at least mostly over for free agency, and of course the draft in the books, I'm going to give my way too early 53-man roster projection. We'll do this a few times between now and, actual roster cutdown day right before week 1. But I think it's a good exercise to kind of just feel out where the roster sits as we kind of get into rookie bidding camp, OTAs, etc. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. My name is Harrison Graham. Welcome into Bears Now. Unlike last year, I expect the Bears to carry 3 quarterbacks this year. Caleb Williams is the starter. Tyson Bagent is the backup. And then Case Keenum's the third guy. Kind of just an extension of the coaching staff, but he's in that QB room. They gave him $2.5 million. Like, that's more than the vet minimum. So I expect him to be on the team. And, I think that's probably an area they feel like they made a mistake last year is not keeping a veteran around. I think they were hoping Brett Rippon would stick around on the practice squad, but then Minnesota offered him a spot on the 53, so he went up there. So I think those 3 make it. I think Austin Reed is a vibes guy, so he'll be back on the practice squad. I think he's a good fit in that QB room, but he will not be on the 53. Okay, running backs. It's tricky right now. I'm going with these 4. DeAndre Swift, Roschon Johnson, rookie Kyle Monangai, and then Travis Homer. I do think Homer, unless Richard Hightower just feels really good about the options he has on special teams. I do think he'll be on this team. He's a top special teamer. Swift, until further notice, is the starter. And then, while Roschon Johnson and Kyle Monangai probably compete for who has a bigger role, as of now, I would say they're both on this team. I think both are going to be able to contribute on special teams. Both have the ability to run between the tackles and run with physicality. I do have Ian Wheeler on the practice squad. He's kind of a wild card. I thought he was showing a lot last year during training camp in the preseason. I thought he was going to push to maybe make the 53 last year. I'm not sure if he would have or not if the ACL tear didn't happen. Not clear when he is expected to be fully 100%. But he injured himself late in August last year. So as of now, that's 4 months, 5. He's about 8.5, 9 months removed from that ACL. So he's probably pretty close. I would guess by training camp, he's full go. So we'll see if he can be in the mix. But for now, I've got him on the practice squad. What say you? Do the Bears need to add another running back? Should they sign a free agent? Should they try to make a trade to upgrade the floor of that room? Type Y for yes, or you can type in for no. Okay, 6 wide receivers, including a surprise here. DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Luther Burden III, they're all locks. I would say Olamide Zaccheaus is a fringe lock. Like, if he has a bad camp or something, maybe he gets beat out by Tyler Scott or Devin Duvernay or someone like that. I do think Duvernay's on this team because he's a former All-Pro returner. Burden could do some of that as well. Maybe Burden does kick return, Duvernay does punt. We'll have to wait and see. I actually have Miles Boykin as the 6th guy if they keep 6 receivers because look at this unit. They don't really have a true backup X type, and Boykin has the size to be that. So if something were to happen to Rome Odunze, he's a 6'4 kid, 220 pounds. He can block on the outside. You can use him as a big slot. That, of course, means Tyler Scott is out. I think Jonah Jackson will stick around. He's Caleb Williams' best friend. Just put him on the practice squad. No reason not to keep your QB1 happy there. So I've got those 2 on the practice squad. I'm not looking to cut Tyler Scott, but I think a lot of the actions that the Bears have made this offseason, Olamide Zaccheaus, Devin Duvernay, both small speeder receivers like Tyler Scott, Luther Burden III turning into a luxury pick. That's probably not great news if you're Tyler Scott. He'll have a chance to prove it, but I think he's firmly on the bubble right now and maybe even on the outside looking in. 6 receivers make it. He's not one of them. Okay, tight ends. I got 3 here. Cole Kmet, Colston Loveland, Durham Smythe. I think it's very simple. I think all 3 are locks. I think all 3 are on the team. I guess if Durham Smythe has just this horrific camp, maybe he could be out. But I think they kind of know what he is, what his role is. Be the 3rd guy, be reliable, be a blocker when you come into the game. That is the role he is going to play. They seem to like Steven Carlson, so I think they'll use one of their veteran spots on the practice squad for him. And plus, you got to have a 4th guy at least on the practice squad if an injury pops up. So I think they'll carry 3, and Carlson's the 4th guy on the practice squad. Okay, I got 10 offensive linemen. O-line's always the toughest to project. The tackles that make the team: Darnell Wright, Braxton Jones, Ozzy Trapilo, and Kiran Amegadjie. You got Joe Thuney, Jonah Jackson, Drew Dahlman as your starting interior guys. Luke Newman, I think, makes this team, especially when we found out he's got center flex. I think he could just be your top backup interior guy. I have Doug Kramer on the team. If Newman, for whatever reason, isn't quite ready to be that backup center, Kramer can handle that. They also could use him in that fullback package again. Just maybe don't hand him the ball down 5 with 3 minutes left unless you're 100% sure that he can handle that. But he does have some flex there. Don't feel great about that guess, but I'll guess he's on the team. And then Bill Murray, I debated out of those two and Ryan Bates which two make the team if they go 10 offensive linemen. And I think they'll go heavier on the O-line just based on the injuries they've had in recent years. But the one thing that stands out is that Ryan Bates costs $4 million, and you can save all of it by cutting him. And he was injured last year with an arthritic shoulder, and he had a concussion. So, to me, I know they traded a 5th-round pick a couple years ago for him, so maybe they want to keep him, want to find a reason to keep him. But to me, with the moves you've made up front, I don't think you need to keep him. You can have Luke Newman, Doug Kramer be the backup center / backup guard, right? Bill Murray showed promise last year before the injury. You can put Ricky Stromberg on the practice squad. He's got center ability as well. So that's how I see it right now. Obviously, there will be some flux here for the depth spots. O-line 8 through 10 is certainly going to shuffle around based on competition throughout camp. But that's how I see it right now. Jordan McFadden, Ricky Stromberg, Theo Benedette, 3 guys I could see being on the practice squad. Okay, we've got some Colston Loveland jerseys available if you want to pick one up right now. Pre-order one at least. Takes a little while for these rookie ones to get printed. Chatsports.com/Loveland. Click and shop today and represent the Rook. Okay, I got 90 linemen making it. Your edge rushers: Montez Sweat, Dio Adengbo, Austin Booker, and Daniel Hardy. And then 5 defensive tackles: Grady Jarrett, Jervon Dexter, Andrew Billings, Shemar Turner, and Chris Williams. Obviously, a couple of those D-tacks can flex and play edge. Adengbo can flex and play inside. That obviously means a notable cut there is Zacch Pickens. Jonathan Ford gets cut as well. I think the Bears do like him, so we'll see if Ford can make the team. But 9 making it right now: Ford, Pickens, Xavier Carlton, a rookie edge who I think is pretty intriguing. His skill set and production coming out of Cal. He's a guy I'd like to see on the practice squad, so I've got those 3 making the practice squad. You got much better depth, especially on the interior, than you had last year. I think they like Chris Williams. They tendered him for over $3 million. So I'll say this: if he has a poor offseason, you could cut him and save some money pretty easily there. And, if things are close between him and Pickens, maybe they would keep Pickens because he's cheaper. But that's how I see it right now. Okay, linebacker. I'll go with 5. I feel confident about the top 4. TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds, they're obviously locks. Ruben Hippolyte's a borderline lock. 4th-round pick. You're not going to cut him at minimum. He should be good on special teams with his athletic profile. Amy Ogbongbemiga is a good special teamer as well. I think they gave him a 2-year deal, so he's pretty much a lock. I don't know how to feel about Noah Sewell. We'll see excuse me, how he performs in this new scheme with Dennis Allen. Maybe they give him a shot at Sam linebacker, but 2 years in, he's basically shown very little. He's had some injury concerns. Carl Jones was on the practice squad last year, so I'll project him there. Again, I still think linebacker's a spot they could add a piece here, especially if they don't feel good about Noah Sewell or if Hippolyte's not quite ready to contribute on defense and only be a contributor on special teams. We'll see how it plays out. Edmonds and Edwards, your 2 primary guys, and then some depth pieces there. Okay, I ask you to subscribe. I'm already subscribed to my own channel, but appreciate if you guys want to subscribe. Videos all season long in the off season as well. Counting down the days to training camp. We'll be there in a couple months, but a lot of stuff between now and then as well. OTAs, rookie minicamp, mandatory minicamp, schedule release, more segments like this. If you want them for free, subscribe. Okay, 6 corners. I think that's pretty standard nowadays. Some go 5, some go 7. But since you play nickel, I like having 6, a backup for each spot. Jalen Johnson, Tyreek Stevenson, Kyler Gordon, your projected starters. Terrell Smith, who I still really like, who will get an opportunity to compete for that CB2 role. Maybe Zay Frazier does as well. Love his skill set, 6'3", $190, press man corner skills, good ball skills, a little bit older, so we'll see if he gets into the mix early. And then Josh Blackwell, one of the best special teams players on the team, and in a pinch can play nickel as well. Nick McLeod, kind of right on that border. He's bounced around. He's a good special teamer. We'll see if he pushes for a roster spot. I've got Shaun Wade on the practice squad as well. Okay, safety. 4 guys for now, same as last year. Kevin Byard, Jaquan Brisker, Elijah Hicks, Jonathan Owens. Obviously, as Brisker went down last year and Hicks got banged up, Tarvarius Moore ended up getting elevated. I could see him making the team potentially as well. Wouldn't shock me if they went with 5 at safety, given the health concerns of Brisker from last year. Major Burns, I think he's an intriguing UDFA. I've got him on the practice squad. And then Tarvarius Moore, I think using a veteran spot for him makes some sense. He became a pretty reliable player down the stretch last year. And then you got the special teams. Cairo Santos is the kicker. Torrey Taylor is the punter. And then Scott Daly is your long snapper. And there you have it. My way too early 53-man roster projection. I'll sprint through the practice squad guys that I kept here in just a moment. Grade the Bears roster right now. A, B, C, D, or F. How do you guys feel about it? I think it's like a B-plus roster. I think there's a lot to like. There's a couple areas you'd like to improve, but if they live up to their potential, this could be a top 10, 12 roster in the league. I don't think that's off the table, but they got to play up to it. The coaching staff has to do their job, and obviously Caleb Williams has to take a big step. Okay, just a reminder of the practice squad projection. I was kind of doing it by position as we went, but 16 guys. Austin Reed sticks around. So does Ian Wheeler. Tyler Scott, John Jackson, a couple of receivers, Jordan McFadden, Ricky Stromberg, Theo Benedette, kind of a combination of skill sets there to cover off the O-line practice squad spots. Need a 4th tight end, so Stephen Carlson sticks around. Zacch Pickens, Jonathan Ford, a couple of defensive tackles, Xavier Carlton, a defensive end, Carl Jones at linebacker, Nick McLeod, Shaun Wade at corner, and then Major Burns and Tarvarius Moore, a couple of safeties. Obviously, teams typically poach from other teams of players that got cut to put on their practice squad, but it's way too difficult for me to be like, oh, the Cardinals are going to cut this guy and we'll put him on the practice squad. So I did the practice squad projection based purely on the Bears 90-man roster. Okay, there you have it. My way too early 53-man roster projection. Let me guys know what you would change. Let me know what you guys would change based on my projection. Words getting fumbled around. It's the weekends here. Bear down.